Guys, it's Dee Dee from Glue Patch Studio. Today we have a very different project that I'm thinking about trying with you. It's just something came to mind, and I said I'm going to make that, and then I'm going to take my friends along with me. So I use these tiny little micro discs for my videoing, and it is so hard to keep up with them. So I decided I'm going to make me a little pouch or pocket thing for them to go in. And I kind of have an idea. This is just a piece of scrap that I just picked up off the table in there. That just happened to be about the right size that I left over from a quilt I just made. And these are some clear pieces of plastic folder type thing that had pockets, you know, that you could put stuff down in, and I had already cut up for another project. So these three were over there just waiting to be used. And of course I have my batting here and some pins. I know that I want it to fold over to be like a little booklet. So, and I'm going to put batting in it. I might have to talk this out. So I think I want it just to be it doesn't have to be perfect because it's not going to be after I sew it. I have the hardest time trying to find things that suits whatever my need is. So I really love to custom make things for things that I need, books and bags, and it's like finding that perfect purse. I have one that I made that I absolutely love, and it's getting worn out, and I'm so sad because now I got to figure out how I made it so I can make me another one. Alright. Just stick a little pin right here in case that decides to go away. I'm just finding the center so I won't work any further than on the side I want to. Does that make sense? Excuse me. Alright, now I'm going to lay this piece aside. Now, I want these little pockets to be on the side. I think I want them on both sides. But I really don't want them much bigger than... See? You open that up and they just start going everywhere. And when I take one downstairs to my computer, I lose it. I lay it down, it gets covered up. I'm just not real sure about how I'm going to be able to do this and it work. Okay, so this is 3.5 on one side. So let's make these 2.5. Look at there, I can see through it and make my lines. That's cool. Alright, this is how wide we want it. Now, I only want these to be deep enough that I can just pull that out like that. I'm going to make them 3/4. If I make them 3/4 wide, and then I stitch, that's going to be perfect, I think. And I'm going to do all my sewing on this front piece before I put my batting and all that in there. You'll see why in just a second. That way you're not sewing through the whole thing and your stitches are not on the back. Yeah, I think that's going to work. That's not the piece I used. Okay, let's do us a couple more. You know, I could glue this, but I just don't like my glue control. I don't trust it. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Should I put 3 on each side like that? I think I will. Thanks, guys, for talking me into that. My daughter's getting ready to leave. She's giving me dog instructions. Okay. All right. Now we need to do 2 more for the other side. And we said 2.5. Oh. What did we say? That looks kind of not right. What in the world was I thinking? Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, I think I did them 2.5. I don't know what. My piece must have not been very straight, because all right. Now, oh, see how jagged that? Let's do this way. See, I thought that's what I did, so how did I get that so messed up? All right, now we're going to do this 3/4, I think is what we said. Yeah. All right. 3 on each side. Alright, let me get over here in the middle so we can see what's going on. Boy, it's going to be hard to get this straight. Now I'm going to stay away from the center and the edge because I'm going to be stitching that. So, pin this. Heck yeah. That plastic's kind of... I think that's going to hold that fine until I get that sewn around. Now let's move over here and try to do these the same. I wonder if I should put a little piece of cardboard somewhere in this to hold it, to make it a little tougher, you know, and not be flimsy. Who knows? Okay, one more. You know, I should have made a big one to hold my adapter. I really should do that. Maybe one. Okay, I think I am. I think I'm gonna take this one off. And I'm going to put a big one. I don't even have one, but anyways. Right here at the bottom. Just like that. That might be just a little bit. See, once I get them on there, I can't trim them down. I think that's going to be okay. Okay. Now I'm going to take this to my machine and I'm going to stitch very carefully around these little pockets. Can you see those little plastic? I don't know. There's a little, maybe a little better. So I'm going to stitch those and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I want to show you. I decided not to put any on this side just because I just thought it was too much. I mean, that's 6 and 2 big pockets here. I'm thinking about putting a pocket here, but I'm not real sure. I slid these in and they're just perfect, but I almost couldn't get them out. So I took my hole punch and it will just barely fit in the top of that little pocket to make a little thumb hole or whatever that is you call that. Let's do these two. How cute is that? Okay, so now I think, let me move these before I lose them. I'm just, don't know what to do with this side yet, so I'm just going to leave it. So now we're going to take our back piece and we're going to put them print to print like this. And then we're going to put our batting on top. You always want to put your print to print. Don't put your batting in the center, because when you turn it, your batting will be on the outside. And that's not where you want it. Not a good place for it. Now, I'm going to leave one side of this open. Not real probably the side without the pockets, this end over here. Boy, I got this all messed up again. Now, I'm going to sew. I got these two lined up, my two fabrics, print to print, remember. And we're just going to put a little pin so it don't want to act up. Alright, now I'm going to take this to my machine, and I'm going to put a pin across this way, because this is going to remind me that that's the end I want to leave open. So I'm just going to stitch a 1/4 inch in all the way around here, and I'll be right back. Alright. Okay, now we can take this out. I'm going to trim with my good scissors. Okay, I'm going to take and trim my corners right up to that stitch line, just so we don't have too much bulk in our corners when we turn it. Alright, here we go. I put my pockets on the other end so it wouldn't be so much added bulk right there where we're turning. I don't know if I should put a piece of cardboard up in there to make it a little bit firmer. What do you guys think? Y'all like me, y'all ain't thinking. I sure don't when I don't have to. And push those out. You don't want to push too hard, because you will push that all the way through. I've done that a million times. Just enough to get your corner pushed out really pretty. That's just going to be snazzy, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm going to cut me a piece of cardboard to go up in there. Let's see. This is how I measure. That's how I do it. Okay, now what's that? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Let's see. Oh no. How are we going to get that in there now? Aw. Now how am I going to turn it? Oh, we're going to have to. I have to bend it, sorry. work it and push it all the way to the outside. And you want to make sure you either get it on this side of your seam or this side. Not half on half or you'll have a big knot. Alright. I like that. Now I'm going to put a pin right here to keep it from scooching around. Ah, I should have measured that. It's okay. We can measure again, can't we? Now, this I put it behind the batting, so I stuck it down that side, so it's on the outside. Does that matter? We might have wanted the quilting on the other side. You know what? I think I'm going to do the front one the opposite. I'm going to cut a little more off of this, try to get a little straighter. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that so we can have a quilted front. Gosh. Sometimes you just have to get rough. Make it going. Okay, it's up in there. And that's how I wanted it. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to run a stitch down the middle, and I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside edge, and I'm going to close this up. Boy, this is going to be tough because I didn't leave much. Well, that's how the cookie crumbled today. Mercy. You guys are probably saying, what in the world? Maybe it won't be too bad. I should have taken it to the ironing board and worked it. But I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, look at there. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Okay guys, I'm going to go sew around that and I'll be right back. I'm not sure how much time we have, but I got my little flap sewn on. Got my cards in there, and that's going to work out great. And then I just glued this little piece of ephemera that I had made on the front for something cute. But I think that's going to work out great for my